I'm John Cohen, and this is my tech. This is the 15-inch MacBook Air with M2. It is Apple's newest MacBook Air, and it is the Air that everyone's been waiting for. Why do I say that? Well, up to now, Apple has only produced in the past an 11-inch Air, which no longer is made, a 13-inch Air, which is still made, and there's been a need in the market for something a little bit bigger. Granted, the 13-inch is actually almost a 14-inch, but this is the 15-inch, and this is the one that everyone wants. Everyone's been asking for years and years and years. Right off the bat, you'll notice that the 15-inch, that's a 15.3-inch display, is beautiful. Bright and vivid with the Retina screen, it is amazing. The other thing that stands out to me right away compared to the 13-inch MacBook Air is the size of this touchpad. It is huge. Let me see if I can lift it up just a little bit so you can see the size of that touchpad. To me, it's about 15% larger than the one that you get on the MacBook Air 13-inch, which is a huge change, so you can actually do more in a smaller area. It, in fact, is about the size of an iPhone Pro Max. Of course, all this is still in this super slim design and body. As you can see, it's really, really thin, really lightweight, and very well made. One thing to note, this is the blue one, and it does give fingerprints, as everyone knows about with the 13-inch. So I do encourage you to either have a cleaning cloth, put a case on it, or just pick a different color so you don't have to see those fingerprints all the time. On the sides of this MacBook Air, you get two Thunderbolt 4 ports, the MagSafe port for charging. Of course, you can still charge via the Thunderbolt, but why not use MagSafe when you can? And then on the other side here, you get the audio jack, the 3.5-inch, so you can use headphones or speakers. Well, when it comes to internal differences between this MacBook Air and the 13-inch MacBook Air, really there's not much that's different. You still get the 18-hour battery life, you still get all the cores and the GPUs, and you get the choices of different size hard drives, of course. One thing to note is that we have seen that the 256 gigabyte hard drive is a little bit slower for read-write speeds, so you may want to go with the bigger one and get faster speeds. For me, there's no doubt that the 15-inch MacBook Air fills a big gap in the market. Apple makes the 16-inch MacBook Pro, the 14-inch MacBook Pro, and the 13-inch MacBook Air. But there's been a need for people who are switching over from PC to go to a 15-inch. People love that size. It's a very standard size in the PC world. So now that there's a 15-inch MacBook Air, I feel that the PC user who's been waiting to switch now has no excuse why they can't switch. And of course, the screen is beautiful, the look is beautiful, it's easy to use, keys are great, and macOS is just wonderful. When it comes to speeds and specs, the M2 processor is the same across the line. Of course, if you're going to go to the Ultra, that's going to be different, or the Max, that's different. But compared to the MacBook Pro that I have with an M1, this M2 actually feels a lot more punchy. And it's a MacBook Pro versus a MacBook Air, so don't let the name throw you off. These machines can still do all the work that anyone would want to do on a computer, including video editing, audio, graphics, no problem, and all that in a very, very light form factor. At the end of the day, the 15-inch MacBook Air with M2, I can see being Apple's most popular model. There's no reason why someone wouldn't want to go to this, especially if you're switching from a PC, someone looking for a little bit bigger screen, and someone who just wants the overall experience of the Mac. Starting at a price point of $12.99, I'm going to tell you that there's no reason why you shouldn't consider this machine as your primary machine. It is wonderful. I'll put a full description below, and you can see if it's the right choice for you. This is John. Here's a couple other videos that you might like, and feel free to subscribe.